Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. Thanks for joining me. Bold moves by Boss, because they have just released a fragrance, Boss Bottle Bold Citrus. If you're going to put bold on the name, you better make sure the juice inside is worthy of the name. So let's find out if Bold Citrus is bold enough. I'm on good terms with Boss at the moment, not because they sent me this fragrance, they didn't, I paid for this with my own money, but because they keep releasing good fragrances. I've been loving what they're doing in the scent line, loving what they're doing in the bottled line. Their elixirs have probably been consistently the best elixirs. I think they've probably released more elixirs than any other brand, but they've all been good. This latest release is obviously here in time for the summer because a lot of people love a citrus fragrance in the summer, but do we love a bold citrus fragrance? I would say yes, because citrus fragrances can often be quite fleeting, can fade away. I found that recently with the Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Capri in Love. Loved the opening. It faded too fast for me. So I need something bolder. I need a bolder citrus. And as if Boss read my mind, here we have Boss Bottle Bold Citrus. It comes in this very nice green bottle. The notes are lemon, bergamot up top, in the mid, elemi resin, bourbon geranium, and in the base, anchoring everything, are vetiver and patchouli. For a fragrance called Bold Citrus, there's not actually a lot of citrus in there. There's bergamot and lemon. Sometimes citrusy fragrances like Versace Eros Energy can have all the citrus. Just throw every citrus fruit ever invented into a fragrance. But Boss haven't done that, and I quite like that. I quite like that they're not just throwing all the citrus in there, they're picking a couple of citrusy fruits to really work and utilize and execute well, hopefully, in this fragrance. So two things. I'm hoping it's bold. The other thing I'm hoping for is that it isn't just bold in the opening and I smell this right now when I spray it and go, wow, that's bold. I need it to stay bold all the way through. If it's just a bold opening and it fizzles away after 20 minutes, that's not much use to me and it's not bold enough. So what I'm going to do in this video is spray it right now, give you a first impressions, and then, as I often do with these new fragrance reviews, is go away, wear this for a couple of days, and then come back for the second half of this video and update you on what it's been like in terms of the performance and longevity. So here we go with the first spray. Let's see if this could potentially be my summer signature scent. All right, I'm going to give him that. The opening is at least bold. It's a juicy, very lemony, almost zesty, like the rind of a lemon. So it's the juice of a lemon. It's got that sort of sweet lemon juiciness, but also some of that rindy lemon skin smell, which gives the citrus a bit more backbone. So far, yeah, bold. It's a little bit fizzy. It's got a nice pop to it. Reminds me a bit of a lemon sherbet sweet or candy. That's a great opening. As far as citrus fragrances go, I don't really think you could ask for anything more than that. It is a really great execution of citrus. I would say at this stage, it is bold. Not necessarily that unique or innovative, but if you're going for a citrus fragrance, can you be unique and innovative? You've just got to do the citrus well, I guess. And I feel like in this, they've done it well. There is some depth to it. It does smell pretty strong. It's quite a potent citrus fragrance. I'm just hoping that this boldness can carry through for the life of the fragrance. For a summer fragrance, 6, maybe 7 hours where I'm getting that bold quality. So I hope it just doesn't fade away and become a skin scent too fast, because this opening, it promises much and delivers much. This opening is lovely. It's refreshing, it's invigorating, it's all the things you want from a summery citrus fragrance. I'm gonna go away and give this a bit of testing. I've got a trip to London, so I'll be on the train, I'll be mooching around London for a day. So I'm gonna do that, wear this fragrance. This will be my scent of the day, that's tomorrow. After that trip, after I've worn it for a day, I'm gonna come back and let you know my final thoughts on Boss Bottle Bold Citrus.
If you love fragrance as much as I do, head over to my online store, luxparfum.co.uk. You'll find my favourite brands, plus brands you can't find anywhere else in the UK. Link is in the description.
And just like that, I am back from London. As promised, I wore it for the day. I do have some positive things to report. Let's start with those. So it was perfect for spraying on in the morning. Quite a nice warm day. It was one of the warmer spring days we've had, if not the warmest. So having a nice citrusy, refreshing, invigorating, summery sort of scent really worked well. I got on the train and it is definitely a very travel friendly type of smell. Very clean, very easy to like. So getting on a train and sitting amongst other passengers, I was never self-conscious about the fragrance. It was nice, it was fresh, I was enjoying it, and hopefully all the people around me were. At no point was I worried that this bold citrus was too bold to wear in this public situation where people were in very close proximity to me. I sprayed it on right here before I went to the train station, and the opening is fantastic. It's everything you want out of a citrus fragrance. It's got some juicy citrus, it's got a little bit of tart citrus, like a rindy citrus smell, so it does have a good dollop of citrus. Is it a bold dollop of citrus? Well, I guess that depends on what your interpretation of bold is. I guess everyone's going to have a slightly different idea. Bold in the sense that it is very citrusy. There is definitely a lot of citrus going on in the fragrance, so I guess you could say quite a bold use. But is it bold in terms of it being strong and statement-making and impactful and noticeable? I would say no, it isn't bold in that sense. So if you were thinking that because of the name of this fragrance you were going to get a very strong, fresh summer option, then I think that you're not really going to get that from this. From spraying it initially to sitting on the train and starting the journey, I would say that was approximately 45 minutes. In that time, I'd pretty much lost that very juicy, zesty, bold citrus opening, and it had dried down to something that was still vaguely citrusy, but it had settled down into itself and reminded me, similar to the smell I get from Boss Bottled Intense EDP. I know that one is now discontinued, and it may also smell like other Boss Bottle fragrances that I don't have, but there was something in the dry down that was reminiscent. So they're definitely riffing on that Boss Bottle DNA. It does smell like a Boss Bottle fragrance. So you're getting this beautiful, gorgeous, refreshing, invigorating opening of fresh citrus, and then it's drying down into a bit of that Boss Bottled sort of smell. And to me, that Boss Bottled sort of smell is something that is a little bit apple pie smelling. It's a little bit powdery, very likable, very enjoyable, very mass appealing. So great opening, really nice dry down. I don't think it's ever really projecting that much, not even in that first sort of 20-30 minutes when the citruses are still there. I don't think it is a big, bold, projecting fragrance. By the time I was getting off the train at King's Cross, I wasn't really getting too much of it. If I smelled in on my skin, then yeah, it was still there. But I definitely didn't feel like I was walking around with a fragrance bubble around me. I didn't think that I was going to be getting on the tube, which I did, and that people were going to be getting wafts of my fragrance, because if I'm not getting strong wafts of it, then I don't think other people around me are. So it is a scent that is on the lighter side of things in terms of its smell and in terms of the performance. This would be a great scent to wear casually if you want to get 2 to 3 hours of a fragrance on a nice hot summer's day. This would be lovely. The problem with that is fragrances these days aren't cheap. Actually, this is probably one of the more affordable, but it was still £68 for this 50 ml bottle. Is it worth spending that much money on a fragrance that is going to give you 2 to 3 hours of a pleasurable wearing experience, but not that much more beyond that? Now, that's obviously up to you to decide. Speaking for myself, it's not really worth that money for me. I would prefer to have got at least a good day's worth of wearing out of the fragrance rather than just 2 to 3 hours. And it can be done. We can get stronger citrus fragrances. One that I've been wearing this week, pretty much alongside testing this one, is the latest from Argos Neptune's Trident. This is definitely what I would say a better interpretation of a bold citrus. This one is much stronger, much longer lasting. There's other things going on. There's definitely citrus, but there are other things within the scent that are giving it more power, more projection, definitely better longevity. So this one, in my mind, could pass as a bold citrus fragrance. This one, I'd say more of an easygoing citrus fragrance, but I think easygoing citrus is probably not going to sell as many bottles as something called bold citrus. To be fair to this fragrance, there aren't that many citrus scents that are long lasting and big projecting scents. I think it's rare when you come across one of those. The recent one from Dolce & Gabbana, the light blue Capri in Love, that opened beautifully, but then just faded pretty quickly, had a similar life to this one, I would say. So these kind of citrus fragrances, these designer citruses, we can wear them for just a few hours on a nice hot summer's day, probably casually. And maybe that is all they're designed to do, because citruses don't last long in a fragrance. We often find citrus as top notes in a scent because they have this beautiful opening, but they're very volatile, Hesperidic, they fade away very quickly. They start strong, possibly even bold, but then we lose them very quickly. The life of citrus in a fragrance does not last very long. So when you've got a fragrance built around citrus, there's a high chance it's not gonna last very long. It is a really nice smell. I love the opening. I love that Boss bottle DNA, dry down. There's a lot of good things about the fragrance, and maybe it would last longer on other people. We all get different performance and longevity on fragrances, but for me, this one did fade quite quickly. So if you're interested in this one, just bear that in mind. Maybe go into a store, test it, try it on your hands, see how long it lasts on your skin. But it is gonna be one of those fragrances to just spray on and enjoy for a couple of hours on a hot summer's day. If you want a bold, impactful citrus fragrance, if you want something that is gonna last all day and project pretty strongly, then this probably isn't the one you're looking for. So I think that's pretty much it for this one. I've said everything that was on my mind about it. If there's any questions that you have that maybe I've not mentioned in the video, drop that down in a comment. I'll do my best to get to that and give you an answer if I do have an answer. If you like the video, please give it a like. It really helps. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you do all that, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.